Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He is a commander of the Allied forces and for me it is the Empire of Japan. Today we will check the 13th January 1942. This is scenario 1, no modification. And yeah, we will see if I'm able to maybe take Bataan this turn, and if there's any sneaky attack from KilRoy trying to slow down my progress around Malaya, Borneo, Philippines. This was hunting group, but I cannot locate this enemy submarine. Here is my battleship formation. I think this is new to Wake. And here are some support ships from the Allied forces. Hard to say what they are. PCs, ACMs. So nothing really what can fight. Only support equipment. And this was northeast of Midway. This is a Dutch destroyer. I saw the sunk already, had a 250 kilogram bomb hit last turn, but still active, and 6 torpedoes are not enough to make the final hit. Unluckily. Now it's back in port. So, amphibious assault on Ley. No enemy there. And my battleship also can, my formation can find a tanker? I'm not so sure if it's a tanker or cargo ship, we will see soon. It's a tanker, yeah. So, without escort, of course, also dead. And again, source of Midway. And there's even a second tanker. Okay, so KilRoy operates his task forces independently. This second tanker is also scouting, and snooping. So the Air Force of Midway find my battleships. I sweep Batavia, lower enemy fighter presence on Java. Dutch and British Buffaloes, no match for zeros. Still one Dutch Buffalo is here fighting. Now I use my army bombers out of Johor Bahru or Singapore, attacking this Dutch Space Force. And here are the strike for Midway. Vindicators attacking my battleships, but missing the target so far. And strong Japanese flag always damage every strike. And here's a 1000 bomb hit, but no penetration. So it is always important to check this in the animation. If there's here you can see only bomb hit, but if it was really a meaningful hit. So this was a dive attack, I think. They all release the bombs very low altitude in one hit, but with no damage. So at the end of the turn, I can show you how much damage this 1000 bomb hit really create on my battleship. And these are battle cruisers, so Congo battle class ships with less armor deck protection. This shows more or less that it is hard to sink battleships with dive attack, if torpedoes are much better for this kind of strikes. So luckily these pilots are maybe also not the best trained one, and even Japanese flag can kill some of them. So again, no hit, luckily. And this also, it shows more or less that KilRoy play with Chinese inactive or passive China game, but he's not inactive all over the map. So he used his equipment sometimes very aggressive, and sometimes I'm maybe a little passive. I don't know. Everyone have their own play style. I only try my best to simply push forward, and it doesn't matter how strong my opponent is. I do my stuff. So this is I try to kick these Chinese units, but they're holding their hex at least for one more turn. Here is the victory. Chinese are breaking, retreating north west. Now I take here this oil field. The Dutch forces also retreating. This was a more or less easy victory. This was only a base force, so nothing really can fight. And more counter or bombardment in Nomaya. No impact. The Ferte is undefended, so I can take the base. And this was the turn. So this turn, a little land battle in China with successes on my side. A little air sweeping over Java with success for my zeros. And a semi-successful dive bomber attack on my battleships near to Midway. In total, KilRoy lost 10 airplanes. These are British Buffaloes. I lost 2 of my Sally bombers in ops losses. 2 of these dive bombers get killed directly or by operational losses. And then you have other ops losses for the allies. Ship sunk this turn. 2 heavy tankers. These are Navy tankers, so this is military equipment more or less, you can say maybe. and they have both good range and good capacity. Getting rid of them is fine, and this is a supporter task force. PCs, they're only yeah, harbor defense equipment and mine tenders. Good. So here my attempt was not I was not able to break this and open this highway. Still blocked. Most is blocked. I driving still on this city, but I need more time. Once I take this city, I will maybe slow down. I'm running lower and lower on supplies. Xi'an is empty. I cannot get supplies here inside. Uh, I need to build up these bases, and I simply have really not the supplies in China left to maintain all of my armies. This is also one of the reasons why I keep my air force very inactive and more or less training now. No activity around Singapore. I took this oil field, unluckily, like before. This oil field is not completely half broken, but you can say 52 out of 250 is damaged. Still, most equipment is okay. I would say if two-thirds is still operational, it's acceptable for the Japanese to take over the bases. The loss of Singapore completely was burned down. This is not nice, but Palm Bay I took without nearly no damage, so sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Yeah. No activity here around. Nothing happened here, nothing happened here. Still no attack on Bataan, maybe next turn. I took, or I land in Leh. He has no defender more, so you can see that KilRoy tried to move all his forces over the mountains, and then maybe his attempt is to take a Terapo back. But I already control the base, and it's for me easy to shift normally reinforcements to the base if I want. So there's only strong forces. I don't know if you call them strong, but there are forces in Buna in all of this stuff, and they are all weak. I think the heavy equipment from Port Moresby is maybe on the way to Buna or already in Buna. I'm not so sure. So I have to take care of these units and I have to take care of this. But I let KilRoy come to the coast. It's not a priority for me. Here was somewhere this Dutch destroyer, but now I have no detection more. And my carriers are on the way back to Rabaul. So I call them back, and these are only patrol ships. So this is Nagato Mutsu is also running back with this one destroyer is a little damaged. So here is Midway. He's awake, and here's Midway. So here are my battle cruisers. The game calls them battleships. Yeah. And now you can see all of the 4 battleships have the same kind of damage. So it's hard to see which ship really gets the hit. I can check here the report. Here. Here I get the 1000 pound bomb, but it's no damage. There is really nothing. This bomb completely bounced off, and there's no difference. This kind of system damage is really only by sailing the seas you have system damage mounting up. So, and you can maybe see this, and all of the ships have the same protection. So there's a deck armor of 130 millimeter, and it's not possible to penetrate this with a 1000 pound bomb. I don't know if it's really possible to see this by bombs, electronics and aircraft, naval guns, mines, torpedoes. I don't know. In the tracker you can see the values. I don't know if you can see it here, because these are guns, dual purpose guns, navy guns. Maybe it's under torpedoes, or these are only torpedoes. These are only torpedoes, and these are only mines. So I thought I can check it, the values, but it's not here. And if it's not here, I don't know where to check for it. Anyway, so some successes for me on the sea, in the air, and also on land. So at all, a good turn for me. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.